Hello and welcome. Vakrangee has created a lot of support options, features for their franchisees. Like we have a portal called VKMS, we have got various apps. All are there to support our main front line, which is our franchisees, which actually generates the revenue. However, there is one support structure which is the most important of all these apps and features and services, and that's FRM. So that's you. So this training is all about you. Today we will understand the role and responsibilities of an FRM. Agenda of this training is as follows. First we'll start with the introduction of the business model, how our business operates. Then we'll look at the FRM overview, and at the end we'll talk about the role and responsibilities of an FRM. By the end of this training, you will be able to understand the role and responsibilities of FRM. You will understand the importance of this role, and you will be able to deliver a better service as per the requirements of our business. Now we will go through the introduction of this business model. We'll understand our business, our franchisee, and why do we need FRM? Why FRM is important in this company and franchisee contract or relationship. So we'll look at that. Franchisee joins us as a business partner. We need to understand that they are taking a business from us. Okay. However, they're actually doing the sales. They are the ones who are generating the revenue. Ultimately, our franchisee is the person, the front line, who actually interacts with the customers and gives all the services which we have to offer through them. So this is what makes our franchisee so important. See, it's our franchisee who is doing all the selling. The franchisee acts like a seller for us. Franchisee provides the customer service required for the customers outside. The franchisee also does the marketing, branding required to promote Vakrangee and all our services. Franchisee actually goes out and gets the customer. They are our business partners. They are the ones who are generating the revenue. Why should we keep FRM, Franchisee Relationship Manager? Let's understand that through this diagram. Now if you see on the left hand side, we can clearly see over here internal, and in this internal there are departments. So what we want to say is our company, our organization has got various departments. Each of these departments, they require coordination. Now a franchisee has to understand what all departments are there, then how to coordinate, how to write emails, how to message, how to call, who is the right person, who is the SPOC for each activity. Then for different issues, different problems, different errors, where all the franchisee needs to communicate. And it's a very big piece of information which makes it very difficult. And on the right hand side, it's all about external, which is about customers, sales and revenue. So the franchisee has to first of all find the customers, convince them, sell the service, right? Do the sales, generate the revenue. This is what a franchisee does. Now, if you see in center, we see a balance over here. Okay, what happens is if our franchisee is occupied with these internal departments, coordination issues, what will happen? The entire time will be lost in this particular activity itself, and there will be very less time left for actually getting the customer, doing the sales, generating the revenue. Now, here is where the FRM strikes the balance. FRM reduces the internal coordination work to the minimal, okay, and gets everything from the franchisee. okay, and then later on provides all the required information, does the coordination for the franchisee. So what happens? The franchisee gets more time, okay, and more effort to use for external activities, which is finding customers, doing sales, and generating revenue. So that is why FRM is so important, because FRM can strike the balance, reduce the amount of effort and time lost for internal coordination. So now we will understand an overview of FRM. So FRM is a SPOC for everything. The details of FRM, where can we find it? Where can a franchisee get the details? We'll look at the teams where FRMs have been divided or they report to, and the communication methods available with our FRMs. Plus, we'll also look at the FRM and franchisee ratio in this session. FRM is a SPOC for franchisee, and I'll tell you, FRM is a SPOC for everything. They are only SPOC, only number, only email, only person a franchisee should remember is FRM. Okay, so FRM coordinates with each and every department, each and every issue, each and every concern which a franchisee might face. FRM provides the solution. FRM gives the way, gives the path to our franchisees. That's why FRM is the only SPOC a franchisee has. Once a franchisee logs in on VKMS portal, they can find FRM details on the home page, their name, number, and the email. Now you understand the importance of FRM for a franchisee. Okay, that is the only reason FRM details are provided on the home page directly once the franchisee logs in. Now a particular FRM can belong to any of the teams. Okay, so don't be surprised, there are a couple of teams we have. So if you know, there are 21,000 franchisees as of now, and we have got various teams working together. Now the FRMs are spread out in, say, I would say 3 teams. Okay, we have recently hired BPOs. Okay, that makes one of the team, and apart from that, we have the state team, which is already there. Okay, and one team which is operating from the head office. Okay, so this is how I can classify 3 teams. Okay, now wherever the FRM is, the FRM could be working in BPO, FRM could be working in a state team, any of the state, or the FRM could be reporting or operating out of the head office. Each of these FRMs, they report to some or the other state head. Okay, so they report to the state head, and this is how the hierarchy works for FRM. Now we can see the communication channels available for our FRM. Okay, now if I make 2 classifications, one is BPO, wherein they are operating out of an office and they are mostly on calls or emails, WhatsApp. Okay, on the right hand side we have the state teams and head office teams. They actually go on the field as well. So that's why if you see the communication channel over here, BPO team has got option of 4 communication channels. One is emails, WhatsApp, calls, and any desk. Yes, they actually take the remote of franchisee's system and then guide them or do the installation or necessary settings required by the franchisee. State teams and head office FRMs, okay, they have one more advantage. They already have these 4 options of calls, WhatsApp, and emails, and any desk. Apart from that, they also have the liberty or they have the option to visit the nearest franchisee. Let us understand franchisee and FRM ratio. For every 100 franchisees, there is one FRM. Okay, the whole idea is to keep minimum 100 franchisees with one FRM or maximum 200 with one FRM. The reason behind doing this is, if you have too many franchisees with you, it will become difficult to go ahead and give them the service and go ahead and answer all the queries and help them when they need your help. Okay. And it might be possible you might have very less franchisees as of now, or you might have more. So there is a reason behind it. See, what happens is, over here in Vakrangee, we align franchisees as per the location. Okay. So there will be a particular state, a district, and in that district, one location, all the franchisees from that location are assigned to one FRM, Franchisee Relationship Manager. Now the thought behind this, or the logic behind this is very simple. that particular FRM would be able to understand the language, the tone, the working, the mannerism of all the franchisees who belong to one district, and that FRM would be able to cater in a better manner. Okay, even if that FRM is from a BPO, even if the FRM is from the state or head office anywhere, but the alignment should always be as per the location, okay, to make it more effective. FRM role and responsibilities. So in this section, we are actually going to look at the responsibilities, roles which FRM plays, okay, the quality and skills required to be effective in this particular designation. Then we'll look at the daily activities, okay, reports and data management, the minimum requirements, how to give a good report, how to manage the data on daily basis, and at the end we'll look at smart work. Responsibilities of any FRM are as follows. So there are 5 major responsibilities, how I have classified them. One is, A is franchisee lifecycle management. So if you know, we have learnt about lifecycle management earlier, okay, wherein the franchisee gets, the onboarding, where they do the payment, where they sign the agreement, okay, where they go through the entire steps, 9 steps of making the Kendra and everything, till the time they exit the system. This entire system, the entire steps are called as life cycle management. This will also hold address change, location change, transfer of ownership, or exiting the system. All these things are involved in life cycle management. So FRM plays a very key role in providing the help and support to the franchisees for the entire cycle. The entire life cycle, franchisee stays with Vakrangee, FRM supports them. Okay. B is service requests. There are various service requests which are raised by franchisees. Okay. Some are directly given out to particular SPOCs. Okay. There are others which are again given to FRMs. Okay. And the FRM helps the franchisee in resolving those queries or service requests. Third is customer service or service calls. See, FRM provides customer service. Okay, whenever franchisee calls up, the FRM would empathize, give them the help, support, guide them, be a mentor, give them the entire support, be customer centric. Okay, plus FRMs also do service calls. They call up the franchisees, inform, just checking on them. Is everything fine? How things are going, and so on. Apart from that, the next one is upselling or cross-selling. Upselling is existing service, upgrading it to the next level. Cross-selling would be selling something else up with that, service which the franchisee has already taken. Okay. Another is updating the software, then the process or any new updates. So FRM is the one which helps the franchisee in getting updated with the process, the updates, or the software. Franchisee life cycle management. Okay, so once a franchisee shows the interest, that they're actually interested, they go on the website, fill up an application, make the entire payment, a VKID is generated, VKMS access is provided, and one FRM is assigned to them. That could be you, right? So this FRM from the step 1 starts helping the franchisee. So all the 9 steps, okay, till the time inauguration happens, all the 9 steps, FRM will be a part of it. Be connected with the franchisee. And our life cycle management does not end with the inauguration. No, it is just the beginning. After that, there are many steps wherein the FRM will support and help our franchisee till the time the franchisee is with Vakrangee, till the time the franchisee exits. Managing the service request is very important. We know that currently most of the service requests which are coming are manually assigned. So this process is getting automated, and very soon this will be automatically assigned to the concerned department. See, FRMs provide the service on call. Okay, they make outgoing calls. They call up the customers to check how they are doing, how things are happening, and how the customer is faring as of now. Plus, whenever there is an inbound call, sometimes it's missed. FRMs call them back and help and support them. See, FRM does the upselling. That means if customer has already purchased something, upgrading it, making it larger, right? Or else does the cross selling, wherein the franchisee has already taken something, giving them some other product. For example, if the franchisee took a Kendra, our FRM will also give them an ATM. So this increases it. Our FRMs help the franchisee with everything. It's updating softwares, process, service, okay, understanding something, getting the proper clarity on something. The entire update is given by the FRM. Now let's look at the roles one FRM plays in this business. See, our FRM plays the role of relationship builder, mentor, motivator, production and sales manager, and lastly, the customer centric manager. Centricity is one of the heart or one of the soul of this role. So let's see more about this. Recently, the world has understood that EQ is more important than the IQ. Yes, the emotional intelligence. See, relationship building is very difficult and it takes time. So there are 100, 200 franchisees. It will take time for FRM to build a good relation with everyone. As a FRM, you should know who's who. Okay, who's running the business, who is looking after the shop, how many people are there in that business, what all business they do, are they only into banking or they also sell insurance, they are planning to get the ATM or they are not planning it. You should know everything, you should know in and out. Okay, that's the kind of relation you should have with your franchisee. All right. Our FRMs act like a mentor, okay, a guide for the franchisees. See, mentoring is something different. Okay, it's more like coaching, supporting, setting up goals, okay, training them, motivating them, advising them, helping them succeed, giving them the direction where they need to go ahead, right? It could be anything. It could be like, where should you advertise, what kind of banner you should put, where will you find that banner, on VKMS which site you should go, right, where you will find this particular option, how you can get the customers, what all you need to do. You need to find all of that, right? FRM needs to motivate the franchisee on regular basis. See, they can also get tired, they can also get disappointed if the sale is not coming in, customers are not walking in. So they need motivation. Motivation can be on various levels. Okay, it can be intrusive, it could be extrusive. There can be internal factors, external factors. But understand, money is always the best motivator. Okay, so whenever you have a new product, new service which you want your franchisee should sell, always start with the why. Always start with the WIFM. What's in it for me? What is there for the franchisee? What are they going to gain out of it? Why they should be doing it? Answer that question and you have already motivated them to sell your product and service. FRMs play a role of a production manager, product manager, sales manager, right? So what exactly is the role of a production manager? See, product managers, they focus on their product and they are trying to drive the product. Production manager works on the productivity aspect, increasing the volume of production, right? A sales manager works on what? Numbers, getting the sales, right? So why am I talking about being a sales manager or a production manager? The reason is very simple. See, you yourself as a FRM are not going to sell anything to the end customers. It is your franchisee who is going to sell it, right? So you need to drive the sales. You need to check on numbers. You need to call them, ask them what are the numbers, how things are happening. There are various ways of doing it. Understand, they are not reporting to you, but there is a softer way of asking the same information wherein the person replies to you with the relevant information. Customer centricity manager. Yes, FRM also looks at customer centricity, the new word for customer service. Okay. See, it's very important to manage your tone, your body language, the way you talk, everything, because everything affects your franchisee. Okay. Our tone, our language, our body language should be such that our franchisees are happy to see us, happy to talk to us. Okay, that's one aspect. Always remember, one of the key features or key methods of getting customer centricity or customer delight is under commitment and overachievement. Yeah. So the idea is, when you talk about a service, if you're going to give that service in 10 days and you give it in 5 days, that makes your customer very happy. Instead, if you say I'll give this service in 2 days and you give it in 3 days, right? Customer is still unhappy. So this is how it works. The formula is very simple: under commit and over deliver. This is the best way to achieve customer delight. Here we have listed few of the qualities and skills which any FRM should possess. So A, patience and empathy. B, sales and negotiation skills. Then excellent communication skills, liaisons and coordination, and being a subject matter expert. Patience is a virtue. Patience goes without saying. See, FRM cannot show impatience in language, tone, or body language. Does not matter how much time it takes. Franchisee could be asking a question, there is an installation happening, there could be XYZ reasons, XYZ number of things happening. But we cannot, let that reflect in our language, in our tone, in our words, in our body language. So patience is very important. Okay. And second is empathy. Now empathy and sympathy go side by side. There is a very thin line between sympathizing and empathizing. See, in a business environment, we need to empathize. Okay, we empathize the customer but return back to our conversation. Okay, we cannot flow in the emotions, not stay in that conversation for a very long time. So that's why the empathy should be very much measured. Okay, given in the appropriate manner. FRM needs to be good at sales and negotiations. Okay, so FRM is selling the franchisee, lot of things like franchisee already has a Kendra, FRM tries to sell them an ATM. Why don't you go for a new or old ATM? Or else they are already with ATM, tries to give them a Kendra or the other services. So these are all ways of selling. So FRM needs to be good at sales. Not only being good at sales but guiding your franchisee how to sell is another aspect of being a good salesperson. Apart from that, negotiation is another aspect. You negotiate with your franchisee on a lot of things. Yes, you do. Right. When you jump down from a new ATM to old ATM model. So was it for saving customers money or your franchisees money? No. That was a negotiation trick or technique you used or your franchisee used. Okay. And got a deal for a lower value. So negotiation can be on a lot of things. Okay, it's not always about money. It could be timeline, it could be goals, it could be the number of sales or number of accounts you're expecting from your franchisee. Our FRM needs to be an excellent communicator. See, communication is not always about talking and talking. It's about listening. You need to be a good listener in order to communicate well. Only then you understand the needs and wants of your customer, and then when you speak it comes out accordingly. So to be right on the first go or first instance, you have to be a good listener. You need to paraphrase, you need to confirm with the customer and then deliver. And communication is not limited to telephonic conversations. No, the emails which you write, the WhatsApp messages which you share, all are part of your communication. Even the remote which you take of your customer, that also is a part of your communication, because what all you access, the way you access or way you move on the someone's system, that communicates a lot about you. Okay, apart from that, there is body language, tone, the choice of words, which are very much important in any sort of communication. FRMs also do the liaisons and coordinations. Liaisons means the documentation work between different departments to and fro, and also doing the coordination in various departments, various SPOCs. So our franchisee can be relieved of all those stress. All right. Our FRM needs to be a subject matter expert, right? FRM should know everything about the different products, different services, everything. However, we need to understand this will not happen overnight. Okay. However, there are a lot of reference material which is already available. FRM just needs to guide the franchisee to that material. That could be VKMS, or that could be any of our video content what we have. Okay. Just guiding our franchisee to the right source is also very important. These are few of the daily activities which our FRM should do. That is conducting meetings and VCs and attending them. Okay, daily plan. Chopping out a daily plan is very important. Then calling our franchisees, emails and escalations and reports. Meetings and VC. See, attending morning VC and hurdle is very important. It's at the start of the day wherein the FRM gets the steps to follow, or the guidelines, or a target to look at for the entire day from the state head or from vertical heads or from the HO. So that's why these meetings are very important. However, we need to understand the meeting should be very limited. Okay, they should be short, precise, and it should always have an agenda, and it should be started and ended in the specified time which has been mentioned in the schedule. Okay, in order to make it more effective, the shorter meetings with an effective agenda are the most helpful ones. FRM should always create a planner, mostly in Excel. Okay, there are different tools available. You can also use a diary if you want. Does not matter what you use. As an FRM, you require a plan and you need to stick with it. Now the planner can be of multiple types. One would be your monthly planner, what you need to achieve in the entire month. Your targets would be specified, like this is the amount of sales required, these are the updates, X number of updates, and X number of whatever calls you want to make to the customers and everything. Then the same agenda would be broken down into week. So you'll have a weekly plan chopped out. For a month there is a target. Now that same target has been broken down into week, and for week a daily target has been set. Okay, so every day when you walk in, spend few minutes for your planner. Okay, plan your daily schedule. How many calls you want to make, how many follow-ups are remaining, how many updates are pending, how many sales are pending. You need to plan that out completely and then execute them. Okay, so it could be like missed calls. Yesterday there were like 10 missed calls, you called up 5 are still pending. So in today's planner you make space for those 5 calls. Then there are a couple of say 2-3 agencies or franchisees whose issues are supposed to be escalated, right? So you keep a time for that. You're supposed to write like couple of emails. Okay, there could be multiple franchisees who have shared emails, WhatsApp, and you are supposed to send all that on email to the respective department. Okay, so now here is where you'll have to plan it, like how much time do you need for emails, how much time do you need for calls, for follow-up calls, for the missed calls. You need to just call back and check what is it about. So these are various things you need to look at. All right, so that's why planning it in the beginning of the day is very important. See, as FRM you'll be doing a lot of calling. Okay, so you'll be making some service calls, you will be calling up with some resolution or for some updates or some follow-up calls with the franchisee, or it could be the FLM calls. FLM calls is post assigning the franchisee till the time of exit. There are various stages in which in that entire life cycle of the franchisee they need support of FRM. Okay, so it could be anything: address change, name change, ownership transfer, exit. Okay, or it could be just like a pre-delivery checklist, you need to share it with the store team, or post-delivery checklist, you need to share it with the onboarding team. So it could be minor things, or it could be like opening a settlement account, the documents required, or TDS exemption letters. You just need to mail it to them. So it could be anything, right? Then another thing is updates. Okay, now there are 2 sort of updates I'm looking at. One update is your system. Okay, the software gets updated. Another update what we are talking about is a process related. So there are some changes, there is some new service we are introducing, or there is some change in the existing service, and that process needs to be shared with your franchisee, and that's also an update call, right? Then there is upselling. So you increase the product value. Maybe the person has taken only one product, you give them something else. That could be cross-selling. So selling is one thing. Productivity check is another thing. Okay, talking with the franchisee, understanding why they are lacking in sales, why the numbers are dipping, what can be done to increase the numbers. Okay, so this is what you need to look at. So that's another reason why you call them. Another calls are inbound calls. Yes, you do get inbound calls, lot of inbound calls, wherein sometimes you just have to take the query what they have, put it in your system, and then request them that you will call them up after a while to resolve this issue. Alright, so most of the times that's the best way to resolve the inbound calls. Empathize, understand the problem, paraphrase, understand, give them a guideline like what can be done, make it very short, and schedule a callback. Okay, so with a solution then you call them up, maybe after speaking to the SPOC or to the department, checking with them, and then calling the franchisee. So at least you have a solution for the franchisee rather than just stretching a call. Okay, because it's very natural. If someone is frustrated, they will keep on venting out and the call might extend. Okay, So it's very smartly you can end the call by empathizing in a couple of minutes, and then understanding the reason before ending the call, and then calling them back with a solution. That's the smartest way of working. Another is call back on missed calls. Many times franchisees call up, and as a FRM you're doing so many tasks, so many activities, you might be on another call, so these calls go as missed calls. Okay, though we have the IVR in place, still there can be a lot of calls which are getting missed. Okay, and they may not even get the IVR, so they would think that you have not answered them or you are not answering their calls. So it's very important to call up the missed calls in a stipulated time or a very short duration. The best thing would be a couple of hours or same day. Okay, so if you get a missed call today, you are busy with something, you just call the person, understand, okay, get the name, VKID, say okay, understood, like this was the reason, or I'm completely tied up for today, but I'm noting down your problem, I'll give you a call tomorrow. Okay, or day after tomorrow. You make your schedule, keep it ready in front of you, so you're busy for 2 days, 3 days in updates. After that you're free, that day I'll give you a call. Or maybe I take your issue, I forward it to the concerned person, you email me few things, I forward that email to the concerned department, and we connect after 2 days, 3 days. So that's how you can talk to them and pacify them and resolve their queries. So these are different types of calls we looked at today. Okay, now this is just an example. There can be various more number of calls or types of calls you guys might be making. See, email writing skills is one of the top or one of the required skills which FRM should possess. Okay, now you need to send out a lot of emails, different departments, different verticals. So you might be sending it to the SPOC, the reporting manager of the SPOC, or your state head, or the vertical head, okay, or some other managers, because the reason could be plenty. You might be trying to get a solution for your franchisee, okay, or else you are trying to escalate the issue. Okay, now to make this easy, this process simpler, keep formats ready. Create a format for everything. It's a one-time activity. Create it in a Word file, save it. So there are no spelling errors, nothing. So you just need to add the name and details of franchisee. And for each department, you have already created a format. You just keep it over there. You just pick up the format, copy paste it on your email, send it. And keep a list on Excel or whichever you prefer. Okay, Excel would be the best. You can copy paste it from there, or you can keep a printout on your around your desktop, wherein you have the entire escalation matrix. Okay, email IDs of everyone, state heads, reporting managers, SPOCs, vertical heads, all verticals. You should have the details with you, okay, on an Excel. And from there you can easily then send emails to them, use the ready format, and your work of sending emails will be reduced to just 2 or 3 minutes. As a FRM, you are supposed to share various reports. Okay, out of these reports, the most important is getting your daily report, because see, this daily report when compiled will make your weekly, monthly or quarterly reports. Okay, the report should be very clear. How many calls you made, how many emails you have shared, okay, which all franchisees were connected or contacted today. You should have, the report should give a clear picture as to how our daily hours were spent. Okay, the entire working day, how it was spent, how many customers were connected, how many inbound, how many outbound, what all activities were done. A report should be such that even a layman can understand what all work has been done on that day by that FRM. Reports and data management is very important. See, creating a good database is very necessary. So what happens is, when you call up the franchisee, you should maintain the data. You should know what type of franchisees are there. Okay, if they are only using ATM, they are doing banking and ATM, or they are also selling insurance, not selling insurance. Why they are not selling insurance? See, this will take time. Okay, I'm not saying that you will get to know this in a day or 2 days, 3 days, no. But understand, you have got 100, 200 franchisees, that's it. Okay, so once you call one franchisee, you can keep the Excel open and you can keep on typing or making notes. And you can update your Excel on daily basis. So what will happen, you'll come to know, okay, who's the franchisee, how many people work there, who's the person who makes the decision over there, what is their main focus area, okay, what is their performing category, are they performing only on ATM or they are performing on banking or domestic money transfer. Everyone has their own trade on which they are making money. You need to understand that. Okay, so which one is the non-performing or they are not doing it at all. Okay, you should know the reason behind it. What could be the reason? Interested, not interested. Okay, what are the challenges they are facing? Okay, are they showing interest in new products? Whenever you go to them with new products, say you call them up to talk about Demat, person said, no, I'm not interested, I'm just running an ATM, there's my guy sitting over there with the shop, is taking care of my ATM as well, I've got other things to do, I'm not going to sell your Demat. Okay, but at least now you know that this particular franchisee is not interested in doing this, so you have that information, and then you try to identify the reason as well. Why? What is the blocking, or what is that reason because of which the person is not going for that? Okay, so you have everything. So what happens is, next time when you get something new, okay, so you know who is the right person to call first, and this type of franchisee would be the last one I would prefer calling, right? Maybe not the first one, but definitely the last one, because I need to inform and let them know that there is one opportunity wherein you can earn money, but not my priority list. But I'll call up that person, that franchisee who has been making money, who has always shown interest in new products, who has always tried doing it, whether if they failed or he or she made 1 or 2 sales, then gave up on it, or did a fabulous job. Regardless of that, they have shown interest, they have tried. So these are the people who would again show interest and they will again try. Okay, so that would be my first priority list. Okay, so once you start making this data, once you start updating your Excel, what will happen is, slowly and gradually you will see the change happening. Okay, you will see that lot of franchisees, you will be aware who's doing what. So if there is something related to ATM, okay, you filter out your Excel and okay, I just have 10, 20 for ATM. You filter out, you come to know, okay, I have only 60 BC points. You filter out, you come to know, okay, 40 are doing insurance, I can only talk to these 40. So it's that you don't have to call everyone, does not make sense, right? So that's why data management is the key. So for that, you have to update your data, keep it updated, keep on updating it on constant basis. So this is what will help you in your daily reporting as well. Okay, this same file or same information, you can use it for a daily report, wherein what activities were done. Maybe the daily report could be separate, and you update this particular data as to what all has happened, what all they are doing. Okay, and this is how you get the most out of the set number of franchisees you have with you. So it's very important to do smart work. Okay, see, there are so many activities you guys are doing. Okay, and it's not possible to do everything, to be a master of everything. You can be jack of all and master of none, right? So what we need to do, we need to do smart activity. So the first smart thing what you can do is, okay, is make your franchisee smart. Okay, how? Let's understand this. See, there's a basic logic. Okay, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for 1 day. Okay, but if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for life. So this is the proverb we need to stick with. Okay, so if we go ahead and give a solution to a franchisee directly, so the solution will suffice the franchisee for today. But if you show your franchisee the path for finding the solution, that will suffice your franchisee till the time they are in the system. Okay, so what all can you do? Let's have a look. See, understand, you have got 100, 200 franchisees. Okay, smart work is the only way you can achieve this. Okay, so one thing is you can share the video links. Okay, we have already prepared a video library. Okay, very soon you will find our video library of solution videos on YouTube. Okay, on VKMS already we have few, but entire database will be updated with videos. Okay, so whatever problem a person has, share a relevant video. Simple, right? Teach them how to use VKMS, train them. Go on VKMS, where should you go, which category, which subcategory, in downloads where you should look, what PDF you should download. Okay, teach them how to raise service requests, which is the best way how you can get the most out of your service request. Why just putting others is not helping. How you should choose the category, subcategory. See, this is one time work, second time work, third time work. What will happen? After that, your franchisees will be able to raise tickets on their own without your help, without your intervention, right? Then you need to understand, you can also share the video links, okay, or share the VC links. Now we are conducting induction training program on every week we are doing this, Monday to Friday, 10 to 1, 3 to 6, 5 days in a week the training goes on, right? So what happens is you can share this link with your franchisee. Okay, so instead of sitting and explaining them the entire 2-3 hours of explanation, you ask them to connect on that particular date for that topic and get trained. If they are lacking knowledge for the entire piece, ask them to connect for the entire week. Okay, your work, your burden will be reduced, right? Next, always check their understanding. Okay, see, what happens is most of the times we just keep on explaining. Okay, we don't try to check what our franchisee already knows, because when I spoke to the franchisees, I came to know they know a lot. Okay, they come from some other background, some other company, or they were working as a CSC, now they have started as a BC point. They know exactly how the business works, they know in and out. Okay, so if I check the understanding, if I ask them few questions, do you know this, okay, have you done that, they know it, then it becomes very easy for me to relate and give out my new information. Okay, so that is the known to unknown. Okay, then apart from that, check the interests. Okay, why I'm stressing on interest? See, interest, willingness, mental blocks are very important. I call up a franchisee, I keep on talking for like half an hour, giving them an update. Okay, and they did not even bother, or they don't even have, they are not even interested. So they'll just say, okay, thank you, dhanyavad. They'll keep it, right? And what will be the outcome of this particular call? Nothing. But if I check the interest, if I talk to my customer, I talk to my franchisee, I understand, okay, so you have been working on banking, BC point, so there is a new update, there is a new insurance scheme, or there is a new health plan which has come up, so I wanted to explain. So have you sold any? First I'll check that. So are you interested? Like, what was the reason you have not sold? I'll talk to the person, try to understand the interest. Person says, no, I'm not interested in this. You explain whatever you want to explain, but I'm not going to do this. Understand the reluctance. Okay, why the person is reluctant. So this interest is very important. So this will help you understand how much effort you want to put, or how less, or you should not put any efforts. Okay, that depends on this intention, this interest of the customer, of a franchisee. But there are few things we need to drive, right? But still, this will help us identify. First, we have to clear that mental block, then convince the person to do this, give them a reason, benefits for doing this, and then give that update. Only then it will be effective, and then you will see some numbers coming in. Okay, otherwise it will happen like Demat. Many people called up everyone, So there's a Demat account, this is the thing, they gave out the update and the numbers were very low. But later on, when the people got the information slowly, gradually, after a month or two, we saw numbers coming in, right? So this could be the reason, or this is the reason. Okay. Next is make a list. Maintain a list of interested, hard-working, performing franchisees. Okay. So what happens is many times we just tend to neglect hard workers, performers, interested people. See, getting the result is something else. Someone got 100 sales, great. Someone got 10 sales, okay. But if I talk about the interest, I approached 10 people, one person showed interest, even if the thing was new, person put his 100%, his or her 100%, and to get that 10 sale, the person did everything possible, right? So I know this is the right franchisee I need to connect with next time when I have a new update, a new launch, new work to do. Okay, so it's all about smart work. Okay, just don't keep on talking and talking on calls. Be smart, understand your franchisees, what they know, what they understand, where you need to groom them. Yeah, so you would be grooming them, right? You are giving them an update, okay, where you find that path on a VKMS. Okay, I never email if franchisee calls me, I never email them a particular document. I show them on VKMS where is the path where you can find that document. Okay, and you open it. Have you opened it? Yes. Read it? Yes. Have you understood? Yes. Okay, great. This is how I do it, right? This is what is the right way, because that franchisee never calls me again, because they now know where to find the information and how to look for that information. So thank you for staying connected and going through this entire training. So that's all for this particular session. Okay, and I wish you all the best with your role, and do well and succeed.